Zen and the martial way, the martial arts as engagement. What if the most revealing moment of your Zen training wasn't found in stillness at all, but in the middle of a punch coming straight toward your face? Stay with that image for a second. Because in Zen, training has best been described as a three-legged stool: framework, engagement, and practice. And if you pull out any one of those legs, the whole thing collapses. The framework leg represents the Dharma, what the Buddha taught, what the teacher clarifies, what the lineage preserves. Practice represents the requirement to slow down and investigate thoroughly. It often includes Zazen, chanting, bowing, and working. But engagement is where everything gets tested. It's the arena where what we think we know meets the unfiltered reality of the moment. Traditionally, that arena is Sanzen, the private face-to-face meeting between student and teacher. Here, there's no hiding behind ideas or posture. The teacher doesn't ask what you've read. They ask what you see. And they can tell instantly if your answer comes from your head or from awakening itself. Sanzen is not a polite conversation. It's a living encounter where understanding is exposed, verified, or dismantled. Now imagine the martial arts as another form of that encounter, another kind of engagement. When you step onto the mat, when you bow to your training partner, and when you transition to training, everything extraneous falls away. There's no time to calculate, no space to plan. Mind and movement either merge, or you get hit. In that instant, the mind is revealed exactly as it is. Hesitation, pride, anger, fear, they all announce themselves without fail. Your training partner becomes your mirror, reflecting the exact state of your awareness, the exact state of your understanding. That's why, in the Zen context, martial arts can be such a powerful mode of engagement. Every attack is a question. Every throw a response. The entire exchange becomes a living koan, who moves, who throws, who observes. And when the mind stops splitting these questions apart, when there's no gap between stimulus and response, you catch a glimpse of what the masters meant by spontaneity. Action free of the self that calculates, timely, appropriate, and genuine. But here's the caution. Martial arts can never replace regular engagement with an enlightened teacher. Without that mirror of awakened presence, what feels like clarity might just be control. What looks like composure might just be ego in disguise. The teacher's role is to pierce those illusions, to point directly to the self that still clings, and show how even mastery can conceal delusion. And this brings us to practice. Practice is the reconciliation of the inevitable gap between what engagement reveals and what the framework teaches. You may win every match, yet fail to meet the teacher's eye. You may hold perfect posture in Zazen, yet lose your temper during training. Practice is the laboratory where those contradictions are seen clearly, investigated, and inevitably reconciled. So the martial way, rightly held, isn't a substitute for Zen. It's yet another mirror within Zen. It's another Sanzen, where you meet yourself through motion, resistance, and risk. Your training partners aren't your enemies. They're your teachers. The real fight was never against them anyway. It's always been the same old opponent. The notion of a self that thinks it is somehow separate. And when that notion of self is fully understood, what remains isn't victory. It's Zen itself, moving, striking, breathing, manifesting completely.